Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okrasinski with your week 15 and more than likely your last lecture video. So I know I introduced the multimodal project in this week's screencast video. So what I thought I would do is talk a little bit about the strategies in pulling together your multimodal project. I've offered the pages in the Curious Researcher here for the reading section where Ballinger talks about presenting alternative genres. While actually, one of your particular genres, the infographic, is specifically detailed in the textbook. You know, the strategies and tips and just the general overall thinking on how to put together a multimodal project or writing your research essay, or I should say, converting your research essay into an alternative genre, really applies to our specific project here. So I want to run through just a few of the slides that we were able to work on in my virtual classes, talking about how facts tell visual stories. It's a particular way of seeing and re-seeing your particular topic. If we look at the rhetorical goals, sometimes it's to dramatize your topic, problem or situation. You want to persuade, you want to inform. Some of the rhetorical aspects are to look at how a photo essay might dramatize with relatively low content your problem, how an infographic might dramatize, persuade, and inform with moderate content, a poster, which can be, often equated to the web page, poster web page. You're presenting all your information in both forms, visual and in text. Might work. Some of those strategies, it's made to persuade or inform, moderate to high content there, and the slide presentation really carries over and how you want to organize your particular project. The issue with the slide presentation, much like anything, is like any presentation like that, it requires that speech component, that audio component. So in many ways, it's very difficult to work a slide presentation into a virtual class, and even sometimes in a face-to-face class, it's very difficult to work those in because of time considerations and a number of students. So you have to look at different softwares in a slide presentation. Prezi or Google Slides. There's supplements to the standard PowerPoint. You have to effectively blend in the visual and text and speech in order to make a slide presentation work. While again, it's not part of our particular assignment, there are some strategies there that you can use if you read through the slide presentation section. You want to minimize text. You want to choose good images with high resolutions and graphics. You want to use similar fonts and backgrounds and images and graphics to create a theme, right? Your fonts and your backgrounds and images must be consistent in size. They must be consistent in style to create that professional presentation of your topic. Now here on page 120, Ballinger does talk about the infographic. Visual representations of information and data. So if you have a lot of information, facts and figures that you want to communicate, that's a good form of an alternative genre. Infographics are everywhere. We see them in newspapers, magazines, social medias, websites, and the rhetorical considerations are they focus on selective data, right? Because you want the most impactful data to dramatize or inform. They are useful, very useful in drawing comparisons, and they target the audience. Is particularly important if infographics are used to persuade, right? So like a story, infographics have a beginning, middle, and an end. You have to introduce what the topic is and set that up. The middle is where you can do your comparison and communicate your information and your data. And then, of course, you have to have anything. You have to have a wrap up that leaves the reader taking away your most important points, right? So it's important to think about the infographic as using visual metaphors, okay, looking for size, color, and graphics to create a visually appealing hierarchy. The middle dramatizes the problems, it raises the question or dilemma. Sometimes it's a problem in solution format. Also, you want to consider sections to break up the infographic. It's important to think about it in that way. For the photographic essay and taking some of the design elements away and the rhetorical considerations away from that, it's much easier in a, let's say, if you're going to apply the same concepts to a web page, where you can use images and even videos in a web page to help you evoke feelings. It's a method of communicating pathos, eliciting the emotions about your topic. It has to have some sort of a narrative logic, a beginning, middle, and an end. And you should always combine your images with brief text, right? You don't really want the text to dominate. The idea behind the multimodal is the text is there to supplement, and it's the combination of the two that really allow for the communication of your research topic. So, once again, this is an alternative genre. You're regenring your research topic. So a lot of you have many different interesting topics that can be communicated in many ways. And also here, the poster or a poster board, that can be considered like the single web page. Brief blocks of texts. You want to consider making your inquiry question the headline. Poster can be present the most information, right? You can do that a little bit more on a web page. So it's a way to organize your particular topic and communicating your key claims and questions and findings. Okay, poster, web page, a lot of the design elements and rhetorical considerations will carry over for your multimodal project. So I urge everyone to take a look at the information in these pages in the textbook about the multimodal project or alternative genres. I'll cover and probably have maybe an example or two in this week's or your very last screencast that'll be published out sometime on Sunday. So if you have any questions about the multimodal assignment and looking at presenting your topic in an alternative genre, please send me an email. Good luck.